You're on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Townsend from the United Electrical Workers Union, UE, in the United States, a longtime manufacturing union, and I've been the Washington representative for many, many years. So I want to bring to the perspective folks from organized labor, which is built on sometimes why the question of green jobs and unions and dealing with corporate power is a bit more complicated than what it may appear to folks who aren't that familiar with labor. Some of you may know us or remember us from the battle 3 years ago in 2008, Republic Windows plant occupation in Chicago, which is a plant that manufactures high energy efficient windows. And you should know that we've had to reoccupy the plant just a short time ago in order to now try to find some propulsion to see if we can convert it into a worker-owned co-op. So it's a very daunting task with the struggle of the window workers in UE Local 11 stand by. I want to talk a little bit about some of the problems and some of the realities when it comes to power, unchecked corporate power in the green industries, or several of the green industries. These just may not be, I wouldn't expect that these would be commonly known situations. I'm going to talk a little bit in very brief about electric vehicles, light bulbs, and then locomotives and transit components, all three that would fall in some way under the green umbrella. And I'm going to speak specifically about the role of the General Electric company, GE, in this entire miasma, for lack of a better word. Let's visit briefly on the question of the electric vehicle issue. They have their merits and demerits. It seems to be something that's up and coming in the green world. Well, let's talk about the workers in the plant in Mebane, North Carolina, non-union, unorganized plant where GE rewards these workers for their many years of hard service with a 45% pay cut. So needless to say, many of the workers in Mebane, North Carolina, who manufacture the gear that juices up electric vehicles, the supply gear for the batteries, this is not exactly any great windfall for the rank-and-file workers. In addition to having that percent pay cut dropped on the assembly workers in that plant, which means, by the way, that a worker who had previously earned a wage of $23.67 is reduced to $13 an hour. On top of that, their pension participation was unilaterally revoked. This took place in the end of 2010. So we see a corporation, in this case General Electric, riding the political wave and the public relations wave of green jobs, energy, and of course the workers in that plant have experienced very little of it. I'll shift to light bulbs, consumer light bulbs, incandescent light bulbs in particular. Many in the green movement, the environmental movement, did a fine job over the years through energy efficient legislation and just good sensible consumer practices. We've now seen a conversion to a much more energy efficient light bulb, the compact fluorescent bulb. What was never talked about, however, and what seems to be relatively unknown, is that what that in fact did was destroy an entire heavily unionized sector of incandescent production in the United States, which has been converted to CFL because 100% of all the compact fluorescent bulbs are imported from China. And worse than in the last years of that struggle, we saw the three main players in North America anyway. So this destruction of good jobs has played out all over Europe as well. We saw the GE company, General Electric, the U.S. General Electric, North American Philips, Sylvania, which is a subsidiary of Siemens, the German company Siemens. We saw these companies working in a very curious fashion, essentially reduce wages all across that industry prior to pulling the plug and moving the production to, in this case, China. So we've seen, again, a whole population of workers who've not only not benefited from the green wave, they've seen their livelihoods in many of their communities absolutely destroyed by these three corporations. And then I'll end on that section by saying that this was all the more ironic because the blame for why these plants had to close by the various corporations was shifted immediately to the folks who had passed the energy legislation, 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 Energy